Are you thinking about using Home Advisor? Stick around, you're gonna wanna hear this. Good morning, I am Todd, and this is Digging Life, a channel dedicated to you guys who are thinking about getting started in excavation, grading, demolition, land clearing, and all that fun stuff. So it depends on which side of the coin you're on with Home Advisor. With customers, seems great, says so theirself. I looked this up before I started driving, but just in case you guys can see this, it says compare quotes from 4 different providers. Now, when I used Home Advisor, it was based on you paid per click and leads. If somebody called you from the tracking number that they provided you, it didn't matter if they were just calling to say hello or ask you if you provide a service that's not listed, but they were just curious. Guess what? You still had to pay for that lead, or you had to call into them and justify why you shouldn't have to pay for that lead. Now, I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there who says, I use Home Advisor and it works great, and I'm happy for you. I'm not making this video to bash Home Advisor because maybe it didn't work for me. I'm just going to give an objective viewpoint from somebody who has used Home Advisor. And let me tell you, multiple times, personally, my experience, I had to call in and justify and explain to them, spend my time explaining to them why I shouldn't have to pay for a lead that didn't work out for me or was not appropriate for what I was needing to get out of it. Now, their selling point, they're going to ask you when you call in or they call you to try to get you to sign on. The first question they ask is, what's a lead worth to you? Well, in light excavation and grading, it can be worth $400, it can be worth $4,000 or even $40,000. So they're going to say, well, compared to a few bucks for a lead, that's not much, is it? It's hard to argue with that. And it worked on me. I remember them making points and it sounded really good, and it's just not the case. The reason being, a lead gotten naturally from other sources, which I will cover in future videos, so subscribe, click the bell, and there'll be future videos. But on this video, we're focusing on Home Advisor. Now think about it. If you are running around all over town and you've got, say, your vehicle decal, the biggest thing we all, when we go to search for something, is usually Google it or some other search engine. Why would people use Home Advisor to find a service? It's because Home Advisor advertises to the consumer that, and you hopefully saw it for yourself, they're going to get you 4 providers. The consumer is going to get 4 providers and 4 quotes. The reason that people use Home Advisor is because it advertises in a way to the consumer that we're going to get you the best price. We're going to get you the most options. So what type of person typically uses Home Advisor? And the base answer, without trying to insult somebody, is people who are super cheap. They are super cheap because they hunt, and it appeals to them to find a company that's going to do a job for nearly nothing, or super cheap, or just much cheaper than any other service provider. The fact of the matter is, anybody who's going to be the lowest provider every single time is going to be somebody who's going to put in minimal effort, minimal resources, and minimal materials. Now, to that point, some people are having a hard time, especially nowadays. Some people just don't make a lot of money, and they may have called all those other resources, and they may have Googled, they may have looked at the local paper, and then Home Advisor pops up on their phone or laptop, and they see that as their saving grace. And you're going to get what you find and what you look for. I have everybody on both my channels, DigginLife21 and Digging Life Deeper. The biggest question specific is, what do you think about Home Advisor? As far as signing up with them, it was great. It was super easy, cut and dry, signed up. During being signed on with them, it stunk. I didn't get any leads that I recall. I didn't get any leads that panned out, and the leads that I did get, most of them didn't even apply to me. I don't know why these people were calling me for the services that they were asking about. And when I would call in to tell them, okay, I got this lead and this is why I shouldn't get paid for it, they talked to me almost like I was a con man or a criminal trying to get out of doing something wrong. Now, you want to talk about something that will tick you off? It was ridiculous, and it was that way almost every time. And the biggest thing was, I didn't even seek them out. They sought me out. They wanted me on because they said they were getting calls and they were getting leads for services that I provided, and was I interested. Now, to kind of wrap things up, let me just tell you, if you want to try Home Advisor, nobody can blame you, and it might work for you. But them to say you can do it monthly and get out anytime, you're going to feel like you're in a court of law talking to this person and telling them you don't want to be with them anymore. You don't want to use their service anymore. You cannot be clear enough with that person on the phone, and they're going to try to talk you into staying. They're going to keep you on the line. They're going to be like, hold on, let me talk to my manager. Now, that's a common sales tactic. If you've ever went to buy a car and you're trying to do with them a little bit, then what they'll do is they'll be like, let me go talk to my manager, and they'll leave you sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes, making you get tired of waiting, and then you just want to close the deal and get out of there because you're tired of sitting. It's a common sales tactic. And one of the bad things is that you can't just hang up. If they're like, well, hold on a minute, you can't just hang up, because until you get a confirmation that you're not going to be charged anymore, you hang up, you're just going to keep getting charged. So you're stuck there on the phone with them, and then after they've gone and talked to the manager 2 times, they say, please hold, my manager really wants to talk to you. We really don't want to lose your business. And I'm not just saying that this is what I've heard. This is what I experienced. Well, then the manager comes on the phone and does the same exact thing, only he's got a little more power to adjust your rates. And you'll go through that with 2 or 3 times, and I ended up just telling the guy, look, man, it doesn't matter what you say to me, what you offer me. I'm not going to sign on. You're wasting your time as much as you're wasting my time. And you might as well just lead in with that. Just go ahead and ask for the manager. If you're already with Home Advisor, just straight ask for their supervisor, manager, whatever you want to call it, and you just tell them that it will be a complete waste of their time for them to even try to keep you. And that's what it took. I had to tell them that. I was like, we can stand here and talk all day, but I am not for any reason going to stay with Home Advisor. Now, this is like a 30 or 40 minute process. For you guys out there that are getting into excavation, grading, land clearing, demolition, I do not recommend Home Advisor. I strongly do not recommend it unless you have exhausted every other possible way of getting work or advertising. Home Advisor is by far at the top of my list of worst possible advertising that I have used. I got nearly nothing out of it except a whole bunch of wasted time dealing with it. I do not recommend any service that charges a high price for leads. High price being like $1, $2 more per lead. So if you guys have any other specific questions about Home Advisor, drop it in the comments. I'll respond to each and every one of them. I've been in business for about 12 years now, and I have tried almost every single type of advertising, from YP.com, Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, the actual paper, the print, local advertising. I have tried it all, and certain ones do work better than others for certain things. I've also talked to a lot of other business owners that are in different types of business, and they have told me what has worked and does not work for them. So if you found this video helpful in some way, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and ding the bell, because I'm going to be making several more videos on specific companies that I have used for advertising that did or did not work. Gotta ding the bell or you won't get the notification. So now, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're having a great day. I know I am. Be positive. Go into business ownership with the thought how it can go good, how it can go right. You keep a positive attitude and be willing to do whatever it takes. Be ready to put your mind, your heart, your soul into it. Be ready that first few years to maybe have to live a little bit tough until you get your name out there. But if you eat, sleep, breathe your business, there's a good chance you'll make it. We love you guys and gals. We'll see you on the next one.